What's up, guys? So today starts phase 2 of the backyard renovations. We're gonna start by digging the irrigation, getting that laid out. Once the irrigation is dug, then we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the next phase, and that's actually installing things. So this is gonna span over the course of the next couple days. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys on the other side. Alright guys, so here is an update. During the dig and putting the system together, unfortunately the GoPro died, but we got all the pipe for the backyard laid. So on our next day, so this is going to span across one more day, we're going to take care of attaching this, running it under the gate, bringing it out, and connecting it into our watering system for the yard there. But we got all the pipes laid. So all the trenches dug between me, my wonderful brother-in-law who was able to help because he was in town, and my best friend Zach. Again, I mentioned earlier, him and I got a YouTube channel that we also have together. If you guys want to check that out in the description, get some good workout tips. Then yeah, we've got the whole pipe all glued together. And then for the system, let's move the box. So for the system, we went ahead, we only did 2 valves. So we have a valve in the front and then 2 back here. I'm gonna trip on the rocks. So we have this one for the trees, this one for the bushes, and those extend out through here. We got a little excited when we were digging the trench here. We did all by hand, as you guys saw. We ended up digging probably another 10 feet that we didn't need. We got those capped off. And then we have emitters. So there's an emitter there for the trees. This one is for the bushes. I don't know how well you guys can see that. And then we've got a little bit of stretch, and then we'll use spaghetti lines to tie everything in because the trees are going to line up here with these pillars. So we'll do 4 fruit trees across the back, and then the garden area, and then where I'm standing will be the turf. So I've made only a small amount of progress on this trench behind me. It doesn't quite connect up yet. You can see that. So the part I've been working on right now, and where we're having the most struggle, is we've got this piece of rebar sticking through. So come back to the other side, it's down there, it's sticking out, but it's definitely in the dirt, and I'm trying to go through the other side with this little metal pole. So the problem I'm running into at this point is the angles that those are at are crisscrossing. So, and both the rebar and the pole are stuck. So I gotta keep whacking it. So that's where we're at, trying to punch through under the block wall. I thought this would be easier the further down I've gotten, the softer the soil's been. It's been actually kind of muddy. So for those of you that don't know, in Arizona we have this thing called caliche clay, and it's hard. But during our monsoon season, we've been very lucky that the ground has actually been relatively soft. So it's a good thing I'm doing this now during monsoon season. So right now it's sunny. That could change in an hour, who knows. But anyways, that's where we're at. We're gonna keep digging, keep trying. We'll see where we end up. But that is where we're at right now. All right, guys, so it's been a few hours. I've cleaned up, spent about 6 hours out here today in 100+ degree weather here in Arizona. Majority of the time, unfortunately, I didn't get this on camera, but a majority of the time was focused mainly on digging through the wall, which if you see here, I've got a conduit. There's a lot of purple everywhere. I made the mistake of when I was fishing the wire for the sprinklers. I left both the glue and the primer open next to this hole. So that is full of not only water, because I had to use water to punch through, but also primer. So that's that side. So now, if we go into the front, so, sorry, my gate is really noisy. So we still have a little bit of trench to dig along here, but the good news is we have this dug down here. We got a conduit coming through. It's full of water because I used pressure washer to punch through with the PVC, the conduit PVC pipe, which is 1.5 inch pipe. So pressure washer method worked like a charm. It's definitely a pain. Took a couple hours trying to get just right because the depth of the footer of the block wall is kind of unknown. And then I managed to get some of it hooked up, and then we stopped right here and we're leaving it, you can't really see that. And we're stopping right here for the day. I've got to come back. I accidentally made the section down here too tall, so I need to lop off another section, go pick up some more elbows to drop it down a couple more inches. But nonetheless, that is the progress that we made today. All right, guys, so I have an update for you. I didn't pull out the GoPro because it was having issues. So we have hooked everything up, and we have went ahead and covered it back up with the rock. So that is done. The front yard is put back together. I just need to put the tarps away. Now in the backyard, we still have the trenches to fill, but we're at that filling point. One thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, when you're putting things together, and this is just a lesson learned, I'm sure a lot of you probably already are aware of this, make sure you actually look at things and make sure you put them together correctly. So essentially what had happened is we put the valves in backwards, and when I fished under the wall back there, I accidentally got a lot of dirt in it. So we had to pull those out, clean them out, and then realized we made a boo-boo. We didn't have enough of the parts to redo this part. So we actually have to cut off pieces, rehook everything up, and essentially rebuild that unit. So we've got all the parts except for the threaded connectors. Other than that, the yard, I mean, we've got the pipes propped up right now because of the work that we're working on there. So we still have to go to the hardware store to pick that stuff up. But for the most part, things can start to be filled in. So that's what I'm going to be working on here. I've obviously finished the front yard. I don't want to get too close to where the unit is at quite yet because of having to screw everything back together. But we're pretty much at the tail end here with the irrigation. All right, guys. So we are going to be concluding this video finally. It's taken a total of about a week's time from when I started the first digging to now. So as I've shown in other segments, the trenches were dug, filled in, irrigation works. We ran into some problems. The last piece of this phase is going to be our trees. So we got a peach tree, an apricot tree. We have an apple tree, and then we have a pear tree. Now, there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done. I mean, as far as filling in the last little bit of trench, where all the irrigation is run to the plants. Eventually we'll fill in between. So that's where we're at with this phase of the project. So we are done. I'm gonna say we're done. We're ending the video here. Stay tuned. In the next video, we are going to go over getting the turf installed. So we'll show that process, what that looks like, and then after that, it's the garden. So stay tuned for some upcoming videos, some content, different things that we're gonna show. If you guys like this, please hit the like button and click subscribe to check more stuff out. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.